WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit and the Community Bell Show with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner, Edna Bell. Stay tuned for insightful information Detroiters will find valuable. Text a friend and tell them to watch with you for news you can use. And now, your host, Edna Bell.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody this wonderful Monday afternoon? It's Monday at 4 o'clock, so it must be the Community Bell Show. Thank you so much for joining us again. You know, we're always happy to see everybody. And today we've had snow, we've had rain, we've had wind. We've had all sorts of seasons in one day, and the day isn't over yet, so we'll just see what's going to happen. But we certainly appreciate your being with us this afternoon. We've got a special guest. As you know, this is Win Monday. Win Monday is the first Monday of every month. And Win Monday, the Women's Informal Network, a women's organization that simply celebrates women and gets involved in all sorts of activities for women, has been around and celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. And so every Monday leading up to that 30th anniversary, you're going to hear something about when and from when members. And we're just excited to be able to do that. Special guest today. Felicia, are you there?
I am here.
There
How
you
are you, Miss
are.
Bell?
I'm great. Thank you for being with us and welcome to the Community Bell Show. We're just excited to have you with us.
Thank
Felicia
you.
is one of our newer WIN members, and we're excited that she's with us this afternoon to talk about WIN and her experience with WIN and all the other things she's been involved in. She's also works with Huntington Bank. She's going to talk about that a little bit. First of all, Felicia, introduce yourself. Tell us all about Felicia.
Well, thank you, Miss Bell. My name is Felicia Safford, and I am a Detroit native. I was born and raised in Detroit.
Okay, now you know I
There,
can't let that go without asking East Side or West Side. You know how we are
I
in Detroit.
I am a West Sider.
All right.
I am a West Sider. I am very passionate just about helping my community. I am passionate about networking, and I am just so excited to be a part of the Women's Informer Network because, this gives me a stepping stone in order for me to, grace individuals with my presence and my grace. And that's just in regards to helping out whenever I can. So I'm very passionate to be a part of this organization.
Well, I am so happy that you're with us, and Wynn is happy to have you. We
Thank you.
really are, and it's so nice to be bringing young women on who have the passion and the energy and the
Yes.
experience and know-how and desire to help. That's what WIN is all about.
Yes.
Women's Informal Network is an organization that simply wants to help. And that's what we've been doing for just about 30 years. We're celebrating our 30th year this year. And so we're just excited about that. So it's going to be a great year, an absolutely
Yes.
great year. Okay, so Felicia, why did you join WIN?
Absolutely. So, actually, I decided to become a WIN member because I had the opportunity to be a part of the to be a part of the Heads Up Girls group. And at that time, it gave me a lot of exposure as to, get me out of my comfort zone. Growing up, I was very much a true introvert and I was very shy. And so being a part of the Heads Up definitely gave me that opportunity to step outside of my comfort zone, and that allowed me to build relationships with individual, and that allowed me to build rapport and make me be very comfortable with actually striving for my goals. And one of my goals was to be more you know to be more stronger in networking. And
Okay.
so knowing that I had the opportunity to join the Women's Informal Network gave me that opportunity. And so I said, you know what? I know they did a lot for me when I was in the Heads Up program. I learned a lot in the Heads Up program, and I was a huge role model for that. And I decided to join the Women's Informal Network because I wanted to continue on that success and also just to help me grow personally and professionally. And that is regarding when it comes to networking. So that's why I decided to join the Women's Informal Network.
That is so good to hear. Now, for those listeners who don't know what Heads Up is, tell them what Heads Up is.
Absolutely. So, Heads Up is a community based program for adolescent girls, and the ages at the time were for 9 through 18, and it was actually sponsored by Women's Informal Network. And the girls, they must enter the program prior to their 15-year birthday. And so the mission of Heads Up is to expose adolescent girls to information and experiences and people that will encourage them to make smart and healthier choices for their life. And that is exactly what it did for myself.
Mhm. How did you get involved with Heads? Did somebody say something to you? Did you know someone? How did you get involved with the program?
Absolutely. So, Hazel Rivers, that is my aunt. She was definitely a part of the Women's Informal Network, and
Oh
she
yeah,
played a huge
Hazel,
part with
Hazel
the.
takes care of us. Hazel, our treasurer. Yes.
Yes. She was definitely all for, Heads Up, and she played a huge part in my life. And I have to give her credit when it comes to, developing my own professionalism and understanding, what good work ethic is, and, getting outside of your comfort zone. And so she has definitely made a presence in my life to make sure that I get that exposure and to make sure that I learn and grow throughout my career and throughout my personal life. And so I have to give credit to my aunt. She's the reason why I wasn't part of the Heads Up program.
Absolutely, that incredible. And oftentimes we don't know the impact we're having on other
Yes,
people because people are always watching.
Absolutely.
And they may not say anything, but they're watching and they're listening, and we don't always know the impact that we're having on them. And it's just so wonderful to hear that Hazel got you involved. You were watching
Yes.
Hazel, wanted to be like Hazel, do some things
Yes.
that Hazel was involved in. And then here you are today, a member of the WIN organization and doing wonderful things on your own. That is
Yeah.
just so absolutely incredible. It's a wonderful story, and we just need to tell it more often. Just tell it
Absolutely.
more often. Absolutely. You are with Huntington Bank, I understand.
Yes, I am.
How long have you been with Huntington?
Total, I've been with Huntington going on 7 years.
Okay. And what do you do at Huntington Bank?
Yes. So at Huntington, I am an assistant vice president, branch manager, and I serve many communities within the metropolitan area. And I have to say, Ms. Bell, that, being in this role, it gives me such fulfillment to
Mhm.
know that I work for a financial institution who believes in the same core values as myself personally. And,
It's important that you can work for somebody because
yeah,
it's a job,
absolutely.
and you just need a job. But when you find a company that you work for that reflects your own personal values, that's really a plus. That's
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's very fulfilling. It's very rewarding because it's not that, oh, I'm waking up, because I have a job to do, right? It's just you're doing something that you're passionate about. And whenever you're doing something that you're passionate about, everything else will flow, And I have to say that that's been, a huge blessing for me. It's just to work for a company where we share the same core values, and that's overall just forward thinking, having a service heart, and most importantly just looking out for each other. So I'm very blessed to be in this role and work for a company that shares the same core values as myself.
that is so important. It makes it easy to go to work. It
Absolutely.
makes it very because some people don't have that luxury.
No.
They have to go to work, and it isn't always a place that they're comfortable in. It isn't a
Hmm.
place who shares their values, and it isn't a place that values them.
Absolutely.
That's really important to have a company to work for that values you and shares
Yes.
your values. Now, what location are you in, or are you all over the metropolitan area?
So right now, I covered a few locations, but as of right now, I'm at the 13 in the Woodward location in Royal Oak, Michigan.
Okay. And just exactly what do you do at Huntington? What kind of things do you get involved in?
Absolutely. So here at Huntington, I am very involved with the community aspect. Really, making sure that I'm touching base with my community business customers and helping them when it comes to any financial needs. That goes for personal as well. So any customer that's looking to achieve a financial goals, it can go from wanting a business loan to a personal loan, and it can even go from a business checking account to a savings account. So just being in a position where I can help customer when it comes to their overall full financial goals. So pretty much I do that, just interacting with the community. And also I have the pleasure of working with some great colleagues of mine, and I mentor them, which is I'm their coach, and just helping them be more successful in their role, and encouraging them and giving them that passion, and making sure that I'm doing my best as a leader to hold myself accountable so I can ensure that they get to their career goals, wherever that may be within the organization.
I love it. Just love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. That is just absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
What other kind of organizations are you a part of, Felicia?
So as of right now, WIN is the only organization that I am a part of.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're glad. We're glad we've got you. We've got all of your attention right now because we're going to need all
Yes,
of your attention
absolutely.
for this 30th anniversary that we're planning. We need all hands on deck.
Yes.
That's going to be a real important step for us.
Yes.
As you talk about working for a bank, many people don't have checking accounts.
Yeah.
And because of that, they are in a situation where they sometimes are taken advantage of from
Hmm.
some of the places that will cash your check for a huge fee
Yeah.
and those kinds of situations. Do you have community programs or places you go out to talk to people about the advantages of being with a bank? Huntington obviously is where you go, but just find a bank that's down the street from you and get involved with the banking situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where I have to give credit to Heads Up. I have to give credit to the Women's Informa Network, and that's where the networking piece come in at.
Mhm,
So, of course, with the banking institution, we do have a community development officer position, but
mhm,
also, being in a leadership position, you have to sometimes take ownership of what you can do within your own four walls, and this is the four
mhm,
walls of the center that I control. And so for me, it is all about networking. So I'm a graduate of UAD Mercy. And so we have great programs for doctor loans and things of that nature. And by me being an alumni there, I'm able to connect with them so I can spread the word of how I can look out, for individuals who are looking to transition into being a doctor and they're looking to purchase a home one day, or, things of that nature. And so one thing for me, I am always looking to connect. I'm always looking to network. And I have to say, by being in this position, I meet a
mhm.
lot of business owners because my role, I have to own the business banking piece,
Uh-huh.
and word of mouth goes a long way. And so just making sure, like, you said, they get taken advantage of, they have to cash a check and they get charged these fees. It's not always about, finding a bank. You have to build that relationship. You have to find out who is going to handle my money and who is going to look out for me when it comes to my
Yes.
money, and not look at me as, oh, that's a sale opportunity, right?
Mhm,
So that's one
mhm,
thing that I love about working where I work, is that we are a relationship bank. It's not always about, hey, making sure you apply for that credit card. I need to
mhm.
understand why this credit card is beneficial for you, because I want to make sure I'm doing the best for you when it comes to your overall financial goals. And so again, it's all about networking. So I'm always looking outside the box to see who can I connect with so I can spread the word of mouth of how I can look out for my customers and let them know that they are going to have a dedicated banker to assist them throughout their financial goals.
And that is so important because again, it gets back to trust and people being comfortable with whoever they're working with at the
Yeah,
bank. 'Cause, people
absolutely.
need to know that they've got my money. I got to trust these people. Make sure they're the right people.
Absolutely.
But that's so
Absolutely.
important. Yeah, that relationship is a good one, and that people are comfortable and people trust that if they say that it's going to be ABC, then it really is going to be ABC.
ABC. Absolutely. Yes.
And that is just so very, very important.
Yes.
Getting back to Heads Up, the young ladies who are part of the Heads Up program, we're just so excited that you guys are grown up now.
Yes.
It's just amazing.
Yes.
When we
It
started
seems.
the program, you guys were in your teens,
Yes.
and
Yes.
now you're grown up, uh, contributing to the community, doing your own thing, so to speak. But it's just a pleasure knowing that that program was something that helped grow you, something that
Absolutely.
helped sow into you and your personality and your professional life. That's just exciting for us. And I think the story is such a good story, uh, that the young ladies are in that program that we can follow to know
Yeah.
that it did have a positive impact
Yes.
on those young ladies, which means it had a positive impact on the community and on all of their family and their friends.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is
Absolutely.
so very important. So very important.
Absolutely.
Oftentimes I talk on the show about attendance in our schools, be they public, charter, private, or whatever. Attendance is so important, and sometimes I'm not sure that it's expressed to some parents how important it is that the children are in school on time every day.
Yeah.
You don't get to succeed if you are not in a classroom where you can learn every day
Yeah.
and you can model a behavior that says, I know how to be on time. Because once you get the
Mm-hmm.
job, you got to be on time. You got to go to work every day. And it doesn't matter whether you don't feel real good today. I'm kind of tired. It doesn't matter. You still
Right.
you got to go to work.
That's right. Absolutely.
And attendance is that behavior that models that for young people. It gets them accustomed to getting up and doing the things they need to do to take care of their lives and to expand their lives. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so excited that Heads Up played a role in getting you and other young ladies to a point in your lives where you are now the us. You're the us, but now you can take another group of young ladies
Absolutely.
and do the same thing. That's the exciting part, that we keep replicating this And the more we replicate it, the more young ladies we can make a part of the program to eventually be very successful as you have. And we're just so proud of you. We just so very, very
Thank
proud of
you.
you, and so glad that you chose to become a member of the organization, because we need young ladies to be a member of the organization. We are
Absolutely.
getting more mature. I won't say old. We're getting more mature every day. And so as we mature,
Absolutely.
we need young
Absolutely.
ladies like you to come in and step up and take our spots, because we are sometimes aren't as swift as we used to be.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
so
And
we just
just to kind of piggyback on what you said, like, the attendance part, that's important. And it just brings me back to how important, mentorship is. Um, you just don't meet someone and just say, "Hey, can you be my mentor?" You have to put in a work. You have to find what is your purpose.
Mhm.
So for me, like I stated earlier, my purpose was to network. My purpose was for me to get outside of my comfort zone and build rapport and build relationships with individuals. And I couldn't have done that without having mentors in my life. And you can always have more than one,
That's
because
right.
that is something that you carry throughout your life. And so I'm just so grateful to be a part of the wins, the Heads Up program, and now the Women's and Pharma Network program, because now I'm a testimony to that. And
Mhm.
I'm just happy to be in a position where I can lead by an example.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you said, you could have more than one mentor, because one mentor
Yeah,
may not be as good in business as she is in networking, or she may not be as
correct.
good in networking as she is in some other field. And so we all have our strengths. And so you find those strengths that will complement you and use them. And that may be in two or three women, but that's okay.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. That is okay.
Absolutely.
So it's just a pleasure to be able to talk to you and to showcase our Heads Up program. Young ladies
Yes.
who went through the Heads Up program, who are now a part of the Women's Informal Network, and how that has influenced their lives. We're just excited about that. Just so
Thank you
excited
so
about it.
much. I am excited as well. So I'm blessed. I have to say that.
Yes, 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 absolutely. Truly blessed. Truly blessed. As we talk about that, earlier I mentioned that today is the dedication of the Air Metro Airport's North Terminal is being named after County Executive Warren Clegg Evans today.
Hmm.
And it's the first time that a black man has had an airport named after him in
Yeah.
this state. The only other one I can think of is in Atlanta, where Maynard Jackson has the Jackson Airport named after him. But this is the first one of the first times that it's happened. And the other good part, he's alive, because typically they'll name things after folk.
Yes.
He is still alive and thriving and doing wonderful things in Wayne County. And to have that airport named after him, it's just that terminal named after him. It's just quite an accomplishment. And he's
It
just,
is.
he deserves every bit of it. I've known him for the last 10, 20, almost 30 years. My goodness. uh, I, when he was a Wayne County sheriff, and then he was a Detroit police chief, then he came back to the county, and then became county exec. So he has just been a steadfast person in this community for years and years and years. And some things that people may not know about Warren Evans is that his name, Warren Clegg Evans, his father was a part of the Clegg family, and from who started the Shrine of the Black Madonna. That's where he grew up, in the Shrine of the Black Madonna.
Hmm.
And so he's accustomed to giving back to the community and being a part of the
Yeah.
community and being supportive of community people. One of the things that I know that they're going to be looking at the airport, and I hope it comes to fruition, is looking at starting, I think, what his wife called pop-up businesses.
Oh.
And so it would be so wonderful for small women-owned. I mean, I'm talking about women-owned businesses now. Be able to get a place at the airport that didn't cost an arm and a leg, because right now they cost an arm and a leg if you're talking brick and mortar at the airport.
Yeah.
But if you
Hmm.
had a pop-up, that would just be a wonderful opportunity to start your business, to learn the business, to get new customers coming and going all the time. And so his wife Renata is just wonderful in that regard, and she's looking to do some things. I think she's going to be very successful in that. And I just think it's great. It's just
Absolutely.
Absolutely wonderful.
And then put the icing on the cake, having a great, banker, a great
There you
bank
go.
behind them to support them.
There you go. See, see, there you go. You're thinking, we're doing this, we're doing this, and that's what we have to. That's how we have to think. We
Yeah.
have to think as a collective group. How is this going to help everybody? And there's all sorts of pieces to that puzzle, and
Yeah.
there's a piece for everybody to play. And so that's what we have to continue to look at, and how we can all be a part of making this whole puzzle grow
Absolutely.
and be very inclusive. Um, that inclusion part, sometimes I think people don't really understand it. It isn't about just black folk.
No,
It's about including everybody
everyone.
and
Correct.
having a
Absolutely.
seat at the table so that everybody's opinion is included in the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have everybody at the table, you may make a decision that is not the best decision for your company
That's correct.
and for the entire community, because you didn't get a chance to hear all of the discussion and all of the decisions and all of the people
Mm-hmm.
who have contacts, and to hear what they think about that decision. It may sound good to you right now, but if so and so is at the table, they might say, well, now wait a minute, did you think about A, B, C, and D?
Exactly.
Oh no, I didn't think about that. No, you didn't, because everybody wasn't at the table.
Yeah.
So we've got to make sure that we've got all voices at the table, and hear
Absolutely.
all the comments to make sure that we make this community the best it can be, not just for us, but for the children, for people like you who were a part of that Heads Up program when you were young,
Yes.
and now you are at the table.
Yes.
And that,
Finally.
yeah, that's important. And so we have to make sure that those young people who are coming up, my grandchildren who are 14, 15, no, 13, 14, and 15 now, get a seat at the table. And they understand they have a responsibility when they're at the table
Yeah.
to
Absolutely.
represent properly. You can't be at the table being crazy.
Right.
Don't
You
get
ain't
to
gonna
the
get
table.
nowhere.
Yeah, don't get to the table like you lost your mind. So
Right.
I tell you, it is so important that we all look to do that, and look to raise those young people up in a way that's going to be good for them and good for the entire community. So I'm still just so excited to have you here, and have you
Yes.
just be a part of all of this. And you're at the table, so you can
Yes.
uh,
At the table.
have a few things to say that reflect your background when the decision is being made, because that's,
Absolutely.
I think, is what happens oftentimes. Sometimes I don't think people intentionally do things that are not good for everybody. They just don't know.
Mm. They don't. Yeah. The education piece, that's what's missing, and that's what's important. You have to educate yourself.
Exactly. You have
Hmm.
to educate and educate those around you, because
Right.
sometimes they really don't know. They've never had the experience of dealing with people outside of their own environment, and so they just don't know. And so
Yeah.
we need to make sure that we can help them know what's going on, and that's just it's just
Hmm.
so important that we do that. Um, what kind of opportunities are there in from Huntington Bank, and what kind of things have they done to give back to the community?
Absolutely. So, one thing that we do have from Huntington Bank is called our
Hello, we lost you.
with our Lift Local program is really targeted towards the community in regards to businesses that's underdeserved, or underserved, I should say.
Mhm.
And, where we are, adjusting some requirements in regards to credit, and, a lot of, business owners who are starting out, and they don't understand what a business plan is, or they don't understand what projections are in regards to trying to obtain a business loan. And Huntington, we have that where we look out for our communities. We have things in place far as how we can help them with credit, how we can help them with starting a business plan, and how we can help them with projections and everything, so they do have a fair opportunity to get approved for a business line of credit, so they can continue to help the communities that they serve. So that is something that we do offer, which is Live Local. And I'm really, really excited about that because, considering, being in this position that I'm in, I've seen many African Americans who want to, have a business, but they're not educated. They don't know where to
Mhm.
start. They don't know, how can I get a business loan? What do I need to do to get a business loan? And so with this program, it allows me to be able to look out for my community and say, hey, I know what you need to do. Come see me and I'll take care of you. And so that is something that we do have, which is called our Lift Local program.
It's called Lift Local. Lift Local. That's the name of it.
Can't
Gotcha.
hear you.
Oh, can't hear me. Okay. Can you hear me now? You still can't hear me.
Okay. Yeah,
You
I can't
can.
hear you.
Huh. How about now? I can see you and I can hear you. You just can't hear me. And the engineer can hear both of us. Well, just talk. Go ahead. Let me see if I can. Hmm. What happened? What happened? Sandy, if she can hear you, just have her just go ahead and talk because she can't hear me. I lost you. Come back to me.
All right, I'm
There
back.
you are. All right. There we go. All
I don't
right.
know what happened. Technology is taking over.
There we go. Technology is something these days. Yes, it is.
Right.
Okay. So you said all that wonderful stuff, and I couldn't hear you, but that's I heard part of it. Lift Local. Is that the name
Yes.
of the program? Lift
Yes.
Local. So Lift Local is a program that tries to help small businesses get involved and understand how they need to raise or what they need to do to start a business. Correct?
Correct. Absolutely. It helps them with the funding piece. Like I was saying earlier, like a lot of business owners, especially in our community, they don't understand, how to get it started. I know I want to, open up a business, but what do I need? I don't have the proper credit, or I don't know how to do a business plan, or I don't even know what projections are. And so with our Live Local program, we give that opportunity to educate our customers on, okay, this is what you need to do. We're going to help you with the business plan. We're going to help you with the projections. And so I love it because it gives everyone an opportunity. And one thing about Huntington, we welcome all. I don't know if you ever come into a Huntington branch, you're going to hear everyone say welcome to Huntington, because that's what they really mean. Welcome. And we welcome all, within our community. So,
Have
yes.
you got any success stories from your Lift Local program you want to share with us?
Yes, actually, I am working with a young lady. She has a business in the East Market area, and she owns a clothing shop.
Hmm.
And so I met her. She came in and she had some fraud on her account, and we just built a relationship. I started, tell me a little bit more about your business. And one thing about business owners, they are passionate about their business. And when you say,
Yes,
tell me, they're
they
going to
tell you.
tell you about their
Have some
business.
time, huh? Because they're about to talk
Yeah,
to you.
yes. And so, she was telling me about her business, and she didn't even know that we had this program. And so, getting to, know her, and I was just like, okay, I was like, tell me, what do you have in place of emergency? I'm like, things happen. COVID happened and everything,
Mhm.
unexpectedly, and so I always encourage my business owners, you need to have something in case of emergency. And so that's where that business line of credit come into place. And so she was like, you know what? I don't have anything in place. And I said, okay. I was like, tell me, what would you do if something like COVID was to happen? How is payroll? What is the cash flow? And
Mhm.
so just having that conversation with her made her realize, like, wow, you're right, I do need to, you know get a business loan. And then she was just telling me, like, you know what, I haven't been in business long, so I know most banks, they won't allow me to even, they won't even look at my application, considering that I haven't been in business a year. And I'm like, oh yes, we do. Here at Huntington, we are number one SBA lender when it comes to business startups. And she's like,
Oh.
are you kidding me? I'm like, yes. And so I'm like, hey, send me over your tax returns and we're going to take it from there. So she sent me over her tax returns. I did a follow up call with her. And she was like, you know what, Felicia, after talking to you, I need to get a machine equipment for my clothing store, and I need line of credit just for payroll, just so I can have that extra cushion. She was like, but you know what? I know I'm going to need projections. I know I'm going to need like financial reports. I am
Mhm.
not educated in that. Can I help you? She's like, can you help me? I said, absolutely. And I told her about the Live Local program. So I sent her over the link, and within the link it explains, it takes you to an actual credit course where you learn about all of those things. And so she actually educated herself in regards to what she needs to do in the future whenever she do need to have a loan. And so we got all of that set up for her. So right now she is in the process of about to have her first loan, and she got that
Oh,
through Huntington Live Local. So I'm very
wow.
excited about that. Me
That's
helping her lets me know that's just the word of mouth. So I'm
yes.
very excited to be able to help her.
Oh, that is wonderful, wonderful. Now, any types of businesses can get involved with the Lift Local? Is it for small business? Is there a limit in terms of the amount of money they can get in that program?
Yes, so the Lift Local is primarily for minorities.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, this is something that Huntington rolled out, when, everything just was uneasy with the George Floyd situation.
Mhm.
So Huntington, like, but we need to take a step back. We need to make sure that we are in a position to show our community that we care and that we do have options available for those. And that's when the Lift Local came out. So this program is specially for minorities within the community.
Wonderful. Excellent. Is there any cap on the amount of money that can be had with that program?
There is a cap, and it's probably, I think it's up to 250,000. Just depends on um, the what you're looking to do, whether it's a term loan or a business line of credit. So it is
Mhm.
some stipulations in regards to that.
So any small business, no matter what the kind of business it is, can apply for the Lift Local program?
Yes,
Oh, that's great. Now,
yes,
what kind of advertising are you guys doing to let people know about Lift Local?
yes. So one thing about Huntington, if you go on our Huntington website, which is www.huntington.com, and if
Hmm.
you click on the business tab, and you can click on the loans, and it gives you all information in regards to our Lift Local.
Okay. Okay. And how do people know to go to that tab to look for it? Is there an
Well, hopefully, if they
advertising out there someplace that tells them to do that?
So I know at the time when it rolled out, the advertisement was in a newspaper.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, we don't have any commercials, even though we do have commercials with Huntington. I'm sure you all see, but it's
Hmm.
primarily just overall into regards
Sure.
to,
Uh-huh.
safety measures we have.
Commercials. You just lit a light. WVTC would be a wonderful place for you guys to advertise because that's what we are, a small Black
Yes.
woman-owned business.
Mm-hmm.
We are lots and lots of, and just so that you know, WVTC stands for Winning Victories Through Christ. So we have
Okay.
lots of churches and church communities that watch our program or are part of our program. So I need to talk to you about having Huntington do a little
Yes,
advertising with
we can definitely
WVTC.
talk.
That'd be a great thing.
I will connect you with the right people. See, that's what has up there for me. Network, put you in a place, put you in front of the right people that can, make things happen for you.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. That would be great. Absolutely great. Well,
Yes.
I am so glad to have had you on the Community Bell Show today to talk about uh, Heads Up, win, your involvement with Heads Up,
Yes.
and how you got to win, and what you're doing, and what you're doing with Huntington, which is a wonderful, wonderful
Thank
program.
you.
You're doing great things with Huntington, and I'm just excited and just thrilled that we have a Heads Up program, a Heads Up person who was with a Heads Up,
Yes.
now with Win, and now out there doing great things in the business community. Thank you so
Yes.
much for all you continue to do.
Thank you.
You. And thank you for being on the show today. We are excited about it.
Well,
Excited.
thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, you are so welcome. And we're probably going to have you back because I want to know more, hear how the Lyft program is doing. And you can come back
Absolutely.
later on and give us a kind of a follow up on how Lyft is doing and the numbers of businesses it's helped and all those kinds of good things. That would be
Yes.
great. Thank
Absolutely.
you for being with us. Thank you, community, for listening to the Community Bell Show today on this Monday. And as we always end with the Martin Luther King quote that says, not everyone can be famous, but everyone can be great because greatness is determined by service, You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next Monday on the Community Bell Show. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Community Bell with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner, Edna Bell. This broadcast was brought to you by WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, tell a friend to tune in. We'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern to the Community Bell Show, right here on WVTC Radio Detroit. You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.